When it comes time to plant seeds, I think it's my favorite time of year. Planting the seeds is my favorite part of gardening, and I do it starting 10 weeks before my frost date all the way into June. When you're starting seeds inside, you want a good fluffy potting soil. A seed starter mix is what you really want. You want it to be damp, but not so wet that it clumps together and doesn't separate. So you put some water in, mix it up till make sure everything is moist, because the seeds need a lot of moisture to start. When I have the water all mixed in, I put it into the planter trays that I'm going to start. I have these, they have holes in the bottom because I water from the bottom, and you want the moisture to be able to come up, which I then place in a flat, it doesn't have holes in the bottom like the one that I mixed the soil in. Most of my plants I plant in rows in a flat. I generally use the popsicle sticks to make the row, and then drop seeds along the row. This is eggplant. It's about 10 weeks before my last freeze, and that's when you need to start your eggplant. Most of the things that are started 10 weeks before the last freeze are either cool season vegetables, or vegetables that take a long time to sprout, or vegetables that grow slowly. Eggplant falls in the slow growing category. And I pinch the soil over the top of the seeds and pat it down so there's good contact between the seeds and the soil. That's the most important thing, is that you have contact between the seeds and the soil. I'm also starting impatiens. Impatiens are another warm season plant, but they take about 28 days to sprout. So I'm planting them now so that they will have time to sprout and grow. And our last variety for today is two different types of delphinium. One is a dwarf and one is a full size that will grow 3 to 6 feet tall. Delphiniums are kind of the opposite of lettuce in that they need darkness to grow. Another thing that needs darkness to sprout is onion. So if you're planting delphiniums or onions, you want to make sure the seed gets well buried so that it's in the dark part of the soil. And that's it for my planting today.
Okay, start.
Most seeds sprout best at somewhere between 50 and 70 degrees soil temperature. Not all, but a lot of them do sprout at those temperatures. And I have these heating pads in my greenhouse because at this midwinter time, it's not that warm all the time in the greenhouse. At night it gets colder. So I put the seeds on the heating pad, and that keeps the soil at an even 50 degrees or higher, and I can count on the seeds sprouting.